Yeah, so today's podcast is brought to us by Careless. You can go ahead and use our code to get 10% off on anything you buy from Careless, and that's going to be hashtag Careless Family. And then we'll go ahead and jump right into it.
So today, podcast number 2, we got a good friend of ours that we met through IG, known as Jet Boost, real name Jet Hill. He's got a really sick built DE 350Z on some drag radials, pretty mean. It's something you usually don't see, like in El Paso, like a nice built Z that's not stance and stuff, which is cool.
We'll throw in a few little
We'll throw some pictures
shots
in
of it right now.
and everything right now. So, yeah, that's basically it. We're going to be asking him some questions on the whole import scene building compared to just buying a performance car, you know, since he's kind of built his D from the ground up. And then, you know, we have the 1LE, but then, you know, it's still modded and everything, but like, you know, it's just kind of, you bought a high horsepower car versus a D then building ground up. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, cool. So if you want to go ahead and just tell us a little bit, like, how long have you owned the car?
Well, my car is an HR. I had HR. It had a mid-mount turbo kit on it. I pretty much got it tuned by a kind of unknown guy. I'm not gonna throw his name out or anything. And I think I was just doing some pulls one day and the motor popped. It's too much timing in it. Then I saw that one day, like the block deck height, and my new tuner told me that the VHR fits on the HR, so I went ahead and did that. And I want to see how much I stopped block and hold, and we ended up making 728 being the final numbers. So I've been rocking with that for a good little minute. And this is probably the best setup I had. So this is like what 1, 2, 4 VQs I've been through. So I love the VQ. I'm a V6 kind of guy. I love VQs. I don't know what it is.
On a stock.
Yeah,
You don't want to build it? You're not gonna build it?
This time I'll build it. Yeah, this time I'll probably build a spare block on the side.
What's your target number?
I just want 850 because anything after that in a Z is kind of like sketchy. Like you're just asking, it's either a drag car you're asking to die. So, so I think 850 is my final numbers. And like, all right, 728 is kind of scary for me. So I'm still trying to learn. This is the most power I ever had in a car. Ever.
Yeah.
This is like the fastest car. Definitely not only because it's that much power, because like I was dumb and gutted it. And now it's like even quicker because it's like instant, like there's no lag. It's like a Precision 466. So like once it hits, that's not no fucking around. So yeah, so this is probably like the best one. Let's say I had 300ZXs. I've been through VGs. The only time I actually stepped out of like a Nissan platform when I had like a GS300, and it was like Aristo swapped, and that's when I stepped into the 2J world. And I don't know, I like a challenge. So like the 2J was just like, somebody was like, get an intake, get a map sensor. And it's like, okay, cool, you made 500. I'm like, damn, that easy? Okay. And everybody's like, oh, you just do that. So I don't know, I like a challenge rather than like somebody said, oh, you took an NA platform and made it into this. And you get all those times like, oh, it's a VQ, it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop. And it's good to prove something. So that's on I'm a challenge guy.
So how'd you get into the car scene or like
cars in
Mexico
general.
racing?
Cars in general. So I think when I was like 10, I moved from New York to Florida, and my dad had this like Fox body, and like he really just went to the junkyard one day and had an impulse decision. Was like, this car runs, it's amazing, and it had a blown head gasket. And I think it like smoked up the whole garage one day, and my dad was like determined to fix it, and he like said, "I'll give you $2,000 if you fix it." And I was like, bet. So at first, like I started like I think I just pulled up like a Ford. What's the technical manual? The diagram. So you try to. I was like, start like, what's that? Google. Okay, what's that? And I asked my neighbor. He used to have a 350. He had a 350Z, and he used to be like, oh, that's an alternator. This is what it does. That's a battery. This is what it does. Oh, you probably have a blown head gasket. This is what you do to do it. And I used to ask him for help. I'm like, I had like a little basic tool set, and he was like, this is a torque wrench. I apply that. So I think that's what got me into it, like working on cars. But I feel like if you don't, the way I got tired of it was like I was always fixing something, and it got annoying because I was like, I'm tired of fixing people's cars. And my first car was like, this 300ZX that had a blown head gasket. It had blown turbos, and I still drove it every day. I just got it tuned, and I fixed the head gasket, and I just drove around with like, everybody's like, you have a rod? And I was like, no, my turbos are gone. It's fine. It'll be all right. And I don't know. I had something and when you see, I think the biggest thing, like for instance, like when I first got a 350, Like I saw the tuner I have now, and he like made like 730 horsepower. He was like blowing people off the map like it's nothing. And he was just like, and people would call him out, like, all right, you know where I'm at, you can come run it. And like that right there, that's the like. I was like, that's where I want to be. Like somebody's like off the rip. I don't want to be like, I'm having a bad day, not today. Like, all right, bro, let's run it. Say less. And that's where I wanted to be. And I was like, and I had that, and I think the biggest challenge I had was money and determination. Because like once you do something, I think the biggest thing is like when you do something, like when you have like, I have that power adder and it doesn't make what you wanted, that is like depressing. You're just like, everybody else is making 800 horsepower and I'm making 550. You're just like,
We
like,
know what that's all
you're like,
about.
I want to sell it. Want to go on Craigslist, see what's up there. Yeah. I think that's the biggest challenges I face. It's just like, I feel like I have bad luck with motors, but like, I don't know. I see where I've been and where I fall. I'm like, okay, I know it's not hard for me to bounce back. So let me just stop crying. Let me get some ARP head studs and let's get it pushing. So, yeah, that's pretty much my background, pretty much. Everything blows up and I fix it. Everything.
So would this 350Z be your favorite car yet?
This is by far the best. This is the first time I'm by far the hard-headed person. Like, all you guys can tell me, like, hey, don't buy that Z as a rod knock. And I'm like, no, I like it. It has radials, it has a turbo. I'm buying it. And I get it, and I'm mad at you guys because you guys didn't tell me how to rod knock. That's how I am. You're like, we told you. I'm like, no, you didn't. So this is by far because I actually like stopped and I was like, hey, like I actually asked people around. Like I used to ask people that like, I think that's the biggest thing. I should take advice from people that like never like people like SRs and like people like, oh, I have a single cam KA. They're like, no, bro, you need this and this, or like never touched a VQ platform. To the point where it's like you see somebody that has like been through like 4 built motors and they're like, bro, don't do this. Bro, don't do this. Trust me, don't do that. And you're like, okay, don't automatically take it, but Google it. And you start going on forums. I fell in love with forums. Like I'll believe something on forums if I read something on Google now. So yeah, I used to be a Google person. I used to be like, is this oil pump good? Bad review. Not buying it. And I buy the other when it blows. I'm like, okay. So I think I learned from people that actually did it now. Like people that like, bro, I made like 900 and I pulled the motor because that thing was scary. That's the people I want to listen to. Like, bro, I built that wrong. Or somebody will take the time to pull somebody that has like, how can I say, it's like the determination to fix something. It's not like, oh, I did that wrong. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep pushing it. Somebody pulled the whole motor up. Like, I want to change that one crank key because I'm not getting the right power with it. Like that's the kind of people I respect. The people that take time, like take the little stuff, like I'm pulling my engine, let me clean my bay up a little bit. Let me do this, put this there. Not people that's like, just throw this in here and hopefully it works type thing.
Joey.
So what's your take on, like, you know, having money where you could just buy a good performance car, or you know, you still having money and then buying a car from the ground up? Like, how do you see that?
Honestly,
the built not bought.
I used to be biased about that. Like when I first just cause like if you do one or the other, I feel like you're automatically gonna be biased because you're gonna hang around people that are like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like the GS, I honestly bought that car. It was bagged. It had everything done to it. I bought it from a dude in Germany. The car came here. I bought it. I went to the port, got it, and it was mine. And I was like, built up. I was like, bought that built. Fuck all y'all. I was like, I'm fast. I don't need to do nothing but change oil, put radio. I'm talking. I used to like change oil in that thing for like months and nothing would happen. I'm like, this is a 2J. And they're like, oh, you're a cheater. You're a cheater. And somebody like, I got this built Honda. I'm like, let me know when it runs. You know where I'm at. I daily this car. And when I bought my first DE, that's when I learned, like, dude, this is like some work. And you're like, do all this work and you lose to somebody, and the guy's like, has like a cam 5.0. And he's like, what'd you do? I wouldn't put a cam in it. That's it. You're like, oh. I feel like, since I've seen both sides, I'm just biased about it because I feel like this is the 01. I love that car. Like if it came down to it and I bought it, I will be on that bought not built. I'm like, all y'all boys can run it right now. All y'all boys can run it right now. I made it. You know what I mean? But I feel like from what the car scene has came from before to now, like this built not bought thing just came out like not too long ago. But back in the day, it really didn't matter. If you had something, you had it.
Right.
What it was about enthusiasts. You know what I'm saying?
So now it's not really as enthusiastic as it was before.
No, and I blame shops for real because that's who does it.
Okay.
Because if I'm a VQ shop and he brings his Z01, first thing I'm doing is okay.
Z01, yeah.
Oh, this guy has money. Let's just. Oh, it's slow anyways. Again, and let that one guy that brings a VQ in there is like, bro, I did this and this and this. I'm just trying to make this. And they're like, oh my god, yo, yeah, let's do it. And that dude's gonna talk shit about him, and then it's the trickle effect because people look up to shops, people look up to the head honchos making power. So if they talk shit, the people below them talk shit. And it's gonna go all the way to the lowest level until like some guy that just bought a Honda is gonna be like, you're always gonna be slow, you're never gonna make power. And I think that's what it is.
Damn, how you gonna look at me like that when you say you're like that? Get on Amazon, order me that Honda
Right now.
That's true. I mean, I think I've always loved cars too, and it's just I think I grew up into like the whole liking tuners and everything. You know, like we all had that Fast and Furious phase.
Yeah.
So it's
Everybody
like,
did that.
Everybody.
That was the best time.
No matter
because
who
you're like,
you are.
I used to remember when I was little, I'd be like, I'm gonna buy a Supra and I'm gonna buy this body kit, and I'm gonna put it on, and it's gonna look fast as hell.
Yeah.
And then like once I started realizing like, hey, this involves money, I was like, oh damn.
Well, not just no. Well, I think that Fast and Furious phase was more looks than it was performance, like for
yeah,
everybody.
But I think that's where, like where it was really enthusiast, you know.
Oh well, yeah, because you got the car and you
Everybody.
made it look the way you wanted it to look, and you were proud of it.
Now it's cool. Like I'm subtle with
Now it's
the
the status.
with the
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
but now it's like the whole clout IG and everything. Like, and I mean,
Definitely entitlement.
yeah,
Big
and then you
entitlement.
get the crews and everything.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh well, we're bigger, and then everybody wants to be with them.
I really
and
don't care
and it is
about
like a
that.
clout. It's a clout status, and it's sad because I think sooner or later, like that whole car scene is gonna die off.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill itself, really.
Yeah. I think the car scene's eating itself from the inside out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just this, like I said, like he was saying, it's just entitlement.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it feels like if you have this, okay, I'm above you. You're not shit to me.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get on my level.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it used to be like back in, like, dude, oh my god, he has underglow. Oh my god,
Yeah.
let's go see it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter like, oh, what's in your hood? Nothing. Oh, it doesn't matter, dude. But look at that underglow. Though. Now it's like, oh, you have nothing. Let me walk away.
Or it's now it's just like, you know, you buy like an Audi R8 bag 8 Boston's, boom, you're that's
You're
your
in.
build.
Yeah.
That's your
You're
build.
That's it.
like, you're
That's
like,
your
go.
build.
You
Yeah.
made it.
No, well,
And
that I mean, it's a simple build, but like people are like, oh shit, it's on bags. It's alright.
Like I'm not trying to bag on it. Like there's a lot of people that just would
No,
like that
I respect
wheels.
it. It's cool. Like if that's all you want to do, cool. Like you don't want to avoid no warranty, no
And I
training
would-
problems.
yeah,
Get
exactly.
it.
Like, I
Like
would-
that's cool. But what I don't like is when people come out here and like, oh look at my bagged out
Like
R8.
if I could afford to build a whole car, then yeah, most
oh
definitely.
yeah.
But it's like, because I know first thing people come at you is just like, have you ever built a car? Or you have a stock car, why are you talking
It's
to
the
me?
first
And,
thing.
you know? And
I
it's
think
just-
that's more of like the racing dudes though. Like the dudes that.
Oh, that's everything though, because that goes from stancing. Oh, you're on.
I mean,
you're on BC.
Oh, yeah,
You're
but I
on.
mean-
You're
But
on.
it,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
reps, you
But it
got
depends.
You got reps.
But
You're
it
on
dep-
rotor
it-
wheels on just coils. Like
Yeah,
oh,
no, I know,
come
but it
on.
depends kind of where you're coming from though. Like the street racing guys, oh, have you built a motor? Like the stance guys, what wheels are you on? Or like
exactly.
Well, yeah,
I
but
get
I
it.
mean, to a certain extent, all of that stops too because it comes down to the shop that does it as well.
Yeah,
Once
yeah,
you get
yeah.
into a certain area,
Yeah.
and that's what it's kind of all come down
That's
to.
just kind of
now
how it is here too now. Like you're starting to see it more here now too. Like there's a certain shop, you know, that everybody goes to, and there's like, oh no, well that shop's only good at one thing. And then you got these other big shops that are super low key, but like do really good ass work, but then nobody really knows of them because, I mean, it's just not. They're not out
Well, I
there,
mean-
I guess, which is
They're not out there, but they're not like certain shops that need their sticker on every vehicle.
Exactly,
They need to
yeah.
sit there and
Yeah,
promote themselves
yeah.
all the time. They don't care about
I mean, that's just how it is too. I mean, it's just.
I think like, the car scene is turned into competition. Like it's just
it.
like
It's
like nobody's like nobody can put like if 5 cars put up, so one of them dudes is gonna talk shit about that
Oh,
this
yeah.
car when they and I hate it too because like they'll act cool in your face, but right when you get in your car and drive off,
Talk shit.
oh my god, that dude's car's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's just like how he said, he's like, I wish people had his mindset. He just said, cool, you have an R8 bag, I respect that, but that's just not something I like. It's just simple.
And
as
I'm like that, and,
Yeah.
and these two know me. Like even
It's
at
a
car
simple
meets, dude, like whatever's in front of me, I won't talk shit, but I'll say what I dislike, but I won't ever be like, oh, that's like trash, and I'm never gonna, you know.
Yeah.
I will go like, no, that's not me. I would rather do this. I would rather do that. But that's his or her car. You
His
know,
car,
that's
yeah.
their shit. Like I
Simple.
don't want to do,
Yeah.
you know.
But there's like
I feel
certain
fully-
things too where it's like, okay, you can't really go balls out on like
Yeah.
like an LS, a Lexus big body, you know, and it's just
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna go VIP. You can't just.
I mean, you could.
We're going to
and you
Mexico
would-
1320 on a big body.
You
like,
could.
There's
but
certain stuff.
That would be.
There's
That would
certain
be.
stuff where
that'd be
it's
different.
like your limit. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a fast ass. That'd be a cool car though.
I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
You know, I think you're the wrong parts, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm in the right place.
That'd be a
Like
cool
there,
car.
there are some like VIP builds that are supercharged.
Yeah.
Like that. There's that Futura one, Lexus on OZs and everything. It's supercharged,
It's nice.
pro charge.
Pro charge.
But I don't know. Like other, I just think it's kind of sad how the car scene is now.
It's
There's
all about show cars.
I mean
Yeah.
that's cool too. I mean,
Like
don't
show,
get me
yeah,
wrong.
like show cars are
I
cool.
like I like show cars.
I've always
Oh, yeah,
grown up
to an
like
extent, but the like show cars go to shows, but it's become to a point where like your show cars, like you're like, oh, I'm going to this car meet at
Yeah.
Sonic. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem is
Yeah.
it's trickling where it doesn't need
well,
to be because
I think it was so exclusive. Not exclusive, but like it wasn't everyone's thing back in the day. So everybody's like, oh, cool, let me try it. Let me try it. So now it's like this huge thing. But I mean,
well, yeah,
honestly,
but the problem is now it's like for that to be a huge thing, it actually needs to be a show car, not like I bought over.
Oh, yeah,
10%
but then-
Amazon, put
but
them
then
on,
you only see
then
those-
lowered it, and then there's my car.
yeah, but you only see those nice builds at like real shows at like.
Yeah.
So then,
big cities, you know?
so what do you guys think about fully built cars that are just show cars that
I don't
have race aero, race parts, and like everything? Like they're full.
That's his.
What do you,
That's,
what do you think about that?
I would drive it. I would race it. But if that's
it's
what
never,
he wants to
it's
do,
never seen a track.
I think
and
it's a waste
like-
of
Did
money.
y'all
to
see
the car.
that 67 Mustang that has a Lamborghini V12 twin
yeah.
turbo in
The
it?
yellow. Yeah.
I want to drive that so bad. But the dude, I literally saw, I remember my homeboys, I seen him in the with me. He's like, dude, this is going to make you mad. The dude started it, rolled it off the trailer, turned it off, they pushed it inside. And everybody's just driving the cars inside, see him, he's just pushing inside. I'm like, you just got it tuned. It made like 900 horsepower. Why are you not driving it?
Yeah.
Like that to me is like, you did, I don't know. I'm like, if you did all this hard work, I feel like you should go out there and enjoy it.
Drive it.
Because if you like, you never know the full potential of your car. You don't know if you go down the
Right.
road and it's gonna pop. You don't know anything.
But then we get back to that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah,
like-
of course,
Yeah,
of course.
But,
I
like-
mean,
Because but
That makes
I
me
feel like
cringe.
that's not.
That
I
makes
mean,
me cringe.
Yeah.
if you have the satisfaction of building it, okay. But like, do you have the same satisfaction as in driving it? You know,
Yes.
Probably
instead
not.
of just trailer queen. You know, like
That's how some people are.
I
Bro.
If
feel
a close
like-
trailer just rolls out, you're like, that's dope. This is a what in it? Just push inside. Like, start it up. Nah. That's miles on the engine. You can't do that. That rod's not gonna move. It's just like,
Oh man.
yes, that makes it. Honestly, I'm a biased person, but that makes me cringe. This is kind of like if I did all that stuff to that Z, and this is like it's gonna sit there. I'll do a cold stir every once in a while. It's gonna sit there. This is like people are gonna be like,
Yeah.
just drive it, man. Like I never like. I think it's just me because it's like you'll never know the full potential. You don't even know what that you just built it to look cool. Okay, that's your thing, but you never know what that car was able to do.
Yeah.
You never know. You don't know that thing could have went down and been the fastest Mustang on the U.S. or the national or East Side, West Coast. You don't know what it could have did.
No.
That's I couldn't do that.
Have you ever dailied your 350?
Yes, I did it for a week and that was dead.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. The rattling,
So
back
how was that?
hurts.
Tell us about that.
So I think when I first boosted the first time, I dailied it and it probably only made like 500 on low boost, like spring pressure. It was fun, like leave the neighborhood, hit boost and everything. But like this one, when I got it back, just because I didn't have it for it was down for so long. I tried to daily for like a week and I was like, dude, this is like. I definitely think if you tune a car, if a car has so much power, like just regular drivability, it's not. He tuned it for drivability, but the drivability becomes very slim. Like you just make a U-turn, you're like
Yeah.
bouncing, like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Like that's when I realized, okay, I need to get a truck. I need to get something, just because I know this is temporary. Like one day something's gonna happen to this. I get that, or it might not. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I got a daily, because I realized like. You never know what can happen. Definitely, 'cause I was on the way to Import Alliance on the highway. Good thing my homeboy was with me. Motor popped, and I was on the side of the road that quick. I'm like, I don't have a car. I was like, wow, this is real. And I was like, I had to call Geico. It was $110 to bring it all the way back home. I'm like, wow. Now I have to find a motor. That's more money. I gotta get a rental car. That's more money.
So then, does that change your view on, like dailying your race car, where it's like, drive it, don't trailer, don't, does that change your point?
That changed my outlook, because I used to be like, like for instance, I want to go race a friend of mine in Cali, but I'm like, I know I'm gonna trailer my car because it's just. I think if you know your car can make it there, by all means, go ahead and do it. I know my car might not make it there. I know it'll make it there to run them, but I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know. Like I said, I was on the way here. I blew on my O2 sensor, so you know what I mean. You never know what's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong, cause it's like I feel like you push a car, cause I just look at like his car. I would drive. Oh yeah, I would drive that to Cali. No, it's made for that. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like there's difference between like my car. It was NA. It's made to just make cool noises and just go around. Yeah, that's it.
And drift.
Yeah, it was not made to like, okay, you're throwing boost at me, all right, calm down. Yeah. Just like, okay, you want to keep doing it? Say less, I got something for you. So I think it's just like once you that's what I broke at, because I used to be like, oh, you don't drive your car to me, like, because we used to in like South Carolina where I came from, the last place I was stationed at, we had this thing was like, or we had our own like central cash days thing. You come in, throw $20 in, you just do road races up the road and everything. And I was like, you can't bring your car in a trailer. So anybody brought a contract, I'm like, not racing you. I'm not racing you. And people like bring like 240s, stuff like that, and you're just like, nope, not racing you. You can't bring. Then they're like, bro, I'm not about to drive like 40 miles. And I'm like, oh. And then now that has changed for me. It's like, okay, I understand. Yep, do what you gotta do, dog.
So since moving here, what like Mexico Racing League experiences have you had?
So honestly, this is like probably the best place racing wise I moved, because it's like everybody's like, I feel like if like me and him are about to go race, we go out and race, and you come and you have your own car about to race, and you're like, okay, you're here, you want to pull? He's like, nope, I'm not racing you. Like he's just like, you're picky about, nah, I'm not racing you.
That's trash.
Or they do that whole thing. Like I feel like if I pull up and if you want to race, it's cool. As long as I'm not bullying you. I'm like, bro, no, I have nothing to hide. I'm like, bro, I make this much. You make 200, okay? I want you to know that. Like that's how it goes. Like, this place is. I realized like everybody's down. I probably only ran like one guy but he was like, I got to go do something. It was cool and everything, but most of the places I go, like New York, Florida, South Carolina, everybody's like, oh, I'm not running you, bro. How much you make? I'm like, oh, you pop your hood. It's like, you're not gonna see anything, but all right, go ahead and look. And it's like, not gonna do it. And you drove all the way out there for no reason. You're just like, all right, sweet. This is the only place I feel like anybody will run. It doesn't really matter. I like it here.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird. You got like stock SIs, and then they're pulling up to like 5.0.
5.0.
Yeah, 5.0s. It's kind of like, it's a little weird.
Like, no, it's because they're like little chihuahuas. They want to take on
anything. Yeah,
it's a little.
I don't sleep on any Hondas anymore.
And it's oh, why did you race?
Yeah, I raced a Honda. I raced a Honda before I left, and it was like it looked like a stock S2000.
Oh boy!
And he pulled up. He's like, "Want to run, bro?" I was like, "Bro, just go on about your way, man. You know what you want?" He's like, "Bro, he's like, come on, I'll give you the hit." I was like, "Give me the hit, okay?" All right, you must not know. Bro, he gave me the hit. I think I had like 2 cars on him. He just reeled me in and took off and did not stop. And I was like, 2 days before I left and moved here. I was like, I need to chill. I was like, I gotta chill. And I was like,
you gotta pull to the car meet. And
yeah, and I had my.
That's it. That's it. Pull up and then.
No, I left the next day.
Oh man.
My homeboy was in the car and he was like, dang. It's like I never seen that car before. He was like, come on, man, I'll give you the hit. I was like, give me the hit. I was like, whatever, dude, let's go.
You insulting me?
Yeah, so I'm about to, on the brake boost and everything. I'm about to skin this thing. I was like, what the hell?
So what's the most expensive and then most fastest car that you've ran here so far?
Most expensive here was the Demon. And the fastest was like this. It was a Z06. He said he was full bolt on, but I think he had something else done because he was moving.
New gen or
C7?
No.
What C7? Black, but real short guy. He's probably about as tall as his table. He was real short.
Did it sound pro charged or something?
Yeah, it was moving.
I don't know. I don't think it was. No, because I think I saw the video.
Yeah,
it's not that one.
No.
Yeah, he pulled him. I was milking. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, come on.
So what about the Demon? How'd that one go? Because everybody's just like, Demon's like, you pull up.
When I saw it, I thought it was like a stands out, like
flared out.
Like yeah,
Challenger?
just a regular Challenger. I'm like, the hell. And my brothers ran the car, and he pulled up and he downshifted, and that joint was loud. And I looked at the back of the car, I was a Hellcat. I was like, bro, that's a Demon. I'm like, no. I was like, man, no, it's not. I'm like, get the camera. And he forgot to hit record, but those things have a lot. I agree with him. Like he was saying they're really not that fast, but they have torque.
Yeah.
It's the torque that. Like that's all I think. And if I would have raced him off the line, like a quarter mile, he probably would have burnt me.
Yeah.
Probably burnt me a lot. But like a 40-year-old is kind of like whoever. If like if I'm like 3 cars in front of you, bro, I'm like I
You're
won.
done, that's it.
Yeah, but like once he saw me reeling, he got. I appreciate it because most people be like, let me get off the gas. I won. And like once he like his torque hit, and I thought I was gonna lose because he just jumped out like 2 cars. He was just gone. I was like, damn. And I just reeled and I passed him, and that was it. And I was like. He was like, bro, that was an older dude. He was like, good race. And he's like, pulled off and win. I was
See,
like,
that's what I was telling. Like, that's why they marketed it. So it's a drag strip car.
Yeah.
Like, once you race it on the street, it's not crap, but it's not
it's not as fast.
as what you would do.
Yeah.
it.
That's
And
why I
it's-
feel bad for anybody that owns that car.
Yeah, and
'Cause it's
honestly,
like-
you won't go past on the strip. You won't go past what 150, 160.
Yeah.
Ever like in the Demon. Here, you're doing a 40 roll. You're gonna go at least 160,
Yeah.
170, dude. Like
what's
that
the,
here.
what's the gearing ratio on those things like that?
Short. It's
Yeah.
it's their 8-speed, so it's all
Yeah, because he was gone. Because
Yeah.
it sounded like he was just
Once you hit
paddling. I was
once you-
like,
yeah.
second, that's third.
Yeah, it's like the 10 speeds in the ZL1s.
Oh yeah.
So those autos, dude, literally.
Very
Who
cool.
had?
I
they're
feel like
quick,
that's
yeah.
the new trend now. Like instead of like doing the whole manual
Manual
trains, it's just
trains,
like
yeah.
these
autos.
new automatics are crazy.
Well, I mean, if you do your full like,
Nobody
build,
with
it's
a
all-
manual will ever beat an automatic. Like there's
No,
no
you'll
way
never
to
shoot
Oh, no,
fast.
never.
You'll never shoot fast. I never shoot.
even if you don't like lift or anything.
Yeah, because the worst car I ever lost to was like I think it was like a 18 Mustang. He had like a Paxton on it, and he had just had a 10 speed. And like I couldn't outshift him. It was like I'll
Those-
go up, he'll be like, man.
Those
man.
are
I was like,
fast, dude. Like the new gen
Yeah.
Mustangs with any like type of Pro Charger or Supercharger, they're
and I thought he had like a shift kit on. He's like stock trans, dude.
so then,
No,
how
they're
do you
fast.
feel about that now? Since before manual was the whole, you're a real car enthusiast, but now that these automatics are
When
coming
did that
back-
start?
Hey,
not,
What
dude.
car did
Man,
that start with?
manual's been
you're like
forever.
a driver's car person, but automatics have been forever. I mean, you look back at drag racing ever. and
It's always been an
automatic.
auto, yeah.
So
Like a glider.
So
or
then
something.
do you
yeah,
think,
yeah.
do you think
Airship
that,
in
Keep
there
people
and go.
gliders. Like,
so do you think that like the people that own automatic cars don't deserve as much shade?
Depends what you're doing.
I take it as
I
a
mean,
challenge.
Because you know how automatics are
I mean,
frowned
it
upon.
yeah,
No,
but
well,
frowned
it
upon
depends.
just as a.
Like if you go buy
Depends.
an automatic ZL1 and you're gonna daily it, then yeah, buy an
Yeah.
automatic one. But if it's your little weekend car, then yeah, you can throw shade there.
Get a
But,
manual.
I mean, it just depends on the purpose. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, and then also like the type of car. I think like if they
Yeah.
offer a manual, if they already went out of their way to be like, okay, we're throwing a manual in this car, you should go get the manual.
Yeah.
Because any manufacturer could just be like, oh, cool, it's got a 10-speed dual clutch or 8-speed, and people would buy it.
Yeah, I
But
feel
if they're
like-
like, oh, well, wait, like the new gen GT3s where everybody's like, we all want manuals, they all bought the manuals. I think if they offer the manual, get the manual.
I feel like if you get the 10-speed autos, you're trying to send a message. You're just like, I'm not shifting anymore, and I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
At the time. Like that dude went and got that 10-speed automatic Mustang because he knew he was like, I'm not gonna miss a shift for life. Like I'm not gonna.
And
lose.
I think that autos were also frowned upon because old auto transmissions are shit. I mean,
Yeah.
old auto transmissions are trash, bro.
Definitely
So
makes you-
unless you were getting like a dual clutch,
That's reliable, all right?
what gear were you
16
stuck
years
in?
and we're still going strong.
I agree. It's like VQs. Like every auto, just like,
Yeah.
man, yeah. It's like all them.
Yeah, so
That's
I
how it
think,
was with my G37. That thing was like sport mode, and then like you like M, and then you hit it.
You'll
like,
be
the
scared to
lag-
use it because you feel
the
like your
lag-
train's gonna blow up. You're like, let me just put it in drive and let the
The
car go.
lag was terrible, and everybody's like, "Damn, you driving stick?" Like, no.
no, yeah. I think that's also part to do with it because everybody with the manuals was like, oh, I can shift faster than your auto, but then again, those autos were slow and trash.
Now, if you got option for a 10-speed auto, you're the man.
I don't think any
You're the man.
any dual clutch or like
you
single.
just-
I don't
You can't
just
outshift
can't.
the Jetta because sometimes he doesn't even know what gear it's in, right?
He got-
We're in 2 or 3.
He was on the way to my last Sunday, dude. His thing got stuck in like third gear or something.
We were
The whole-
we were going to his house, and like we're on the freeway, far right lane, going like 40. We're stuck in third the whole.
Because I was at like 6,000 RPM trying to go 60 in third.
I'm honestly surprised you made it over there, dude. I think that's
So we were just going
It's
from
undefeated.
drive, neutral, drive,
It is,
neutral,
yeah.
and then go from first to second to get it out. Oh man, that was funny.
Time Bill get go
60.
neutral.
Yeah.
Drive. Come on, 1, 2. Come on. Yeah, we're good.
Get it up to 60, throw it in a neutral, coast till we hit 40, get it back in the
Better
drive.
Oh man. So what do you plan on
Doing next.
doing next? Yeah, doing next to your car.
Like I said, I'm building a block on the side. I'm trying to do a closed deck. We know V2s are open, so I'm trying to do a closed deck on the side. Right now, I'm probably gonna. My tuner's talking about retunes. We're gonna see if I'm gonna see if I can crank the boost up and everything. But shout out to RZG Motorsports. And but yeah, that's the biggest thing. Just probably crank up the boost and just keep it pushing.
What do you want now? If you don't mind.
15.
Everybody on pass is gonna.
Yeah. Get that pause. Wait, what?
It's
I mean, we can always cut it out.
15 pounds. Yeah, honestly, right now, just because the way the car went, I bought something like this. This time, I bought so much unnecessary stuff that like I ended up not needing. Like I had meth. The car's on E98. It would break up because I guess the E98 and the meth would just like the car would break up. It wouldn't rev over for like $4,000. So we had to take out meth. I had these like huge throttle bodies. Like I think they were like 80 mils, and like the car would just
Jesus.
yeah, like it was trying to sync them.
Trying to party.
So we just.
Too much air, what?
Yeah, too much air. So we pretty much just went stocks. Like we went switched back to like a lot of stock stuff, like just stock throttle bodies, stuff like that. And it runs way better. That's when I realized, like I did not trust the VQ just because my first one blew up. I was like, nope, going everything after.
And that's why it sounds like everybody sleeps on VQs because they have a good torque.
No, I
torque
told
put out,
you though.
But then everybody's just like you have to put in a lot.
Yeah, you got it.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
to
telling you. I
get
said
where
you
it's at.
you have to throw a bunch of money into
Yeah.
that motor for it to be like, all right, let's go. You know.
I agree.
Kind of same thing with like the SRs and everything because the SRs
yeah.
are really strong.
I know a guy that
Yeah.
went through 5 SRs, and he was like, I think it was just like one time it popped after he rebuilt it, like after 3 days, and he was
Oh,
like,
man.
took it.
Uh,
He was like Jay-Z.
Ugh.
You know, I was like,
yeah,
alright.
those J's are those are good. cars.
Yeah.
So what do you see? What's your next car that you want to build after you finish?
Man, I usually I'm against V8s, but I want a V8 now. I want an LS. I want something LS.
Oh, man.
Yeah, boy.
Man.
Yeah, boy. He's falling in love with it too. After he drove that,
He's been
dude.
talking
Oh,
shit
my
for years, and then he drove
Yes,
the
I used to, bro, I
ZL1.
used to be the same way, dog.
No, well, first it was the
Fuck you, LS.
money.
You put a throw on the fucking
Yeah.
Because we used to, he was like Evo, and like nah man, like
He
STI hatchback all day.
Yeah.
Subaru like JDM. All right, cool. And he was he comes from
I mean,
racing and
I
everything.
grew up around V8s
So
my whole
it's
life, so.
exactly. So I was just like, nope, never
so I was the
in my
same way.
life. I was like, I hate Mustangs. I hate any type of V8. If
And then
it's
he
not a
met me.
4-cylinder that's turboed, I was like, nope.
And then he met
never
me,
have
and I
it.
was like, "Here, take the Mustang for 3 days." Dude's come back. He's like, "Dude, can I take it another
Yeah,
week?"
because then that's when I was like kind of first learning how to drive.
Yeah,
because I knew the
manual.
concept, but actually like applying it, it's like okay, this ain't too bad. But I was just like, I don't see why everybody wants a 5.0. I'm like,
They're
what's,
fun,
what's,
dude.
what's the big deal here?
They're so fun.
So like I've mentioned before, like in my past job, I used to work for a rental company. So I got the big boy SS, the new one too. And I was just like, first thing I did, I was like, yo, I got this new
he
SS.
texted us.
I was like, yo, I'm in this new SS, watch this. So I'm pulling out and then just give it some little gas, boom, fish. I was like, nope. I was like, oh man, that put me in place.
Yeah.
That humbled me.
No. But ever since then, I drove the R, and then that's a fun car.
That's
and
a
then
really
after
good car, yeah.
after I drove this, I was like, oh man, I was like, damn. I was
Because
like,
the R and this are
yeah, no,
very different, but the whole
like
V8
this,
feeling,
this
yeah.
when someone tries to pull up on you, it's just like, okay, let's go, bah, 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 bah.
yeah, that's it.
And then I texted this guy, I was like, damn, I want a ZL1 so bad.
It's fun, dude. They're fun to drive,
I was like,
and the
man.
transmission's great. Like that whole car is.
Yes,
They honestly, and I've never been a Chevy guy ever. I've always been a Ford guy. Always been a Mustang guy. This one came out like the first gen or like the remake of
Yeah.
this body, right? Damn, I was like, dude, this thing looks good. It sounds good. It's fast. Never drove one. And then the new like restyled front face, all that came out. I was like, okay, I gotta go drive.
That's what
one.
made me fall in love with it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh dang, shit,
It looks so good, dude.
Stop.
It looks
So what do you
so good.
what do you want to get? Like a new 5.0?
I was looking, so I'm not really knowledgeable on LSs. I think I fell in love with LS when I rode in one, and it was a what is it, man? An old BMW. I don't know why I don't know. It's an E. What's it? E?
Oh, E39.
Yeah, E30
E39.
with an LS. A 6.2. What's that? LS3.
No, it was 3. Yeah.
LS3, and he had a big old 80 mil on it, and that thing didn't
Yeah.
come.
Damn.
I don't know why an
Jeez.
LS with a turbo on it. Like, bro, I usually not ride fast cars,
And he's like, yeah.
dude. When I ride fast cars, I'm like, okay, this is dope. But like, I was like, I was like, oh my, oh, and he's just like, man, I just let it just street, and it's like, he's on like 235, just let it skate down the road, and I'm just like, he's like, what do you do with these? Like, I slide it, but he's like, I honestly want to put some radios on this thing can eat, and I was like, that was the first time, and I was like, okay. Then I was telling him, I went to this dealership, and I think I was looking for a daily. And they're like, oh, sir, you have this amazing credit, and we want you to test drive this car for a week. We're trying to get rid of it. They're sending it somewhere. And I was like, it's this new Mustang, dude. And I was like, what the fuck's a GT350? I'm like, never heard this. So whatever. They're like, sir, we'll let you drive for a week. I'm like, I'm not getting a Mustang. I was like, just again. I was like, but I'll drive for a week. They give me a gas card and everything. Started. I'm like, okay, this is dope. Driving around, and everybody's like, oh, you're fake. You got a Mustang. I'm like, just driving around, seeing how it is. And I started doing research. I'm like, and I didn't know, I never in my life heard of a flat plane crank.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck is that? And I saw a dude that was like, you could just throw
Anything.
amount of boost, you could throw 30 pounds on it. It'll just be like, okay, cool, we'll rock with this. I'm like, okay. I was like, so I started driving it, and I'm like, so I never like tried to redline it. And I'm like, okay, when is this gonna stop? I'm like, this thing revs high. I was like, oh, and that's when I fell in love with that.
8250.
Yes, that's when I fell in love with that. I was like, I want one of those. And I took it back, and he's like, want it? I was like, no, because I'm trying to build another car. I'm gonna be living in one of these. I don't know which one it's gonna be. Then my homeboy got a C5, but he had a C506, and I don't know why. It just felt like smooth, and I was like, I wonder what a C6 like. And this dude had a C6 Grand Sport, and he did the LSA, the conversion thing, the Texas Speed, the adapter. We could put the LSA on it. And like he was just like basic stuff. Like he paid like $4,000 for the adapter, bought the LSA from like eBay, got to rebuild, put it on, and he made $700. Like nothing. I'm over here like $5,000, $6,000, 400. Oh, surge tank, and he's just like, I bought some injectors and a fuel pump, 8085, and I'm pushing.
Yeah, those LSs.
Yeah, and he beat me, and that was like by far. That's when I realized I'm like, it's so easy. It's just so. It's just. I think I'm at the point now. It's just like. Building stuff is getting tiring for me, but I want to keep that forever. I was like, if I can get something on the side where I know I can just make reliable power, I know it's just gonna take it like a champ and keep it pushing, and it's just a smooth platform where I know I don't have to pull this motor out in like a good 4 or 3 years. Yeah. That's where I'm like, okay, I'm more like the reliability side now. Nothing wrong with the VQ, it's pushing or whatever, but I guess because of everything I've been through, it's just like, all right, I know you're gonna be fine, but I don't trust you.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So then, do you see like a change into that era of the car scene, like the street racing, where it's like you buy a big boy V8, you throw intake, the thing, and you're already up there. Like
yes, I used to be against that. I used to be like, I never would have raced anybody V8 because I used to get beat like ridiculously bad. And that's when I had my DE, and I was only making 400. And I'm like, bro, I'm milking the gear, and this dude just has C5 with a cam and an intake. Or like dude's C5 spraying. It's like, dude, like, come on, dude. Like, I'm trying. Like, help me. Like, then I was like, okay, it is what it is. And you just try to. I like stuff like that because you all you do is just come back better from it. Yeah. And I just realized like, when you come back better, most likely that person is gonna be like, hey, Bob, bigger shot, or like, hey, turn up the boost, or like, hey, let's just get another cam in this or something like that. I don't know. Me, I want to say, I don't want to talk shit about V. I realized I don't want to talk bad about a build until I've done it yeah. Or at least have like helped somebody do it.
Or experienced it.
Yeah, it's definitely helping somebody LS swap their car, how easy that is. And I was like, I see why everybody does this now, because this is really not hard. The only thing hard about it is the wiring, but after you do that, everything's simple. And I was like, okay. And everybody's like, the dude's like, I think he had like a 5.7 iron block, and he blew it. He was like, okay. And I'm like, damn. Everybody's like, damn, bro, you Billy block? He's like, that's cool. Next day, he's like, on his motor, and he's like, at LKQR has a block. And I'm like, bro, that thing's rusty. He's like, he'll take it. It's a truck motor. I'm like, puts it on and sends it again. That's all you do is just swapping out truck motors. He's like, I'm not gonna build nothing. I'm just gonna keep swapping out iron blocks. It works, unfortunately, but I'm like, if I go to LKQ and buy a VQ bomb, it's probably gonna have a rod knock. Or it's gonna go like 10 miles and it'll blow. Yeah, I know. I learned. I love the VQ. I'll probably never leave it just because how I learned so much from it. But I definitely want to try a different platform. Definitely, like all my friends are getting V8s and stuff. And they're trying it. I'm like, man, if I honestly got one, it's either gonna be a C6 or definitely a GT350. If I get GT350, I'm going for the moon. I'm trying to like have this.
I would just
trying to make records.
I would do a 350 and twin
Yes.
turbo on it.
Yes.
I want to do that, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted to pro charge it for a little bit, but I wanted to do a twin turbo on it.
Get rid of the Z01 and do it.
Yeah. No. Well, hold on. We got big things to do. Hold on.
I don't know.
We don't
I
know
want to
yet.
see. I want to see you two run because his
Let's do
homeboy Rizzy ran a blue 1LE.
But those
And-
are all stock. I'm the only
Yeah,
one with
but
the headers.
Rizzy's only pushing
570.
5.7.
But like I say, he has no
He's,
weight.
Yeah.
he's
He's no
completely
weight.
gutted. So that's why I'm like, you two.
What are you at?
Would-
728.
See, I think that'd be
That'd be a good race. Well, what gear and what speed?
Second
40?
Yeah.
All right.
It didn't work out for you last time.
Well, I've been racing cars that have more power. Like all the cars we've raced or that I've raced have all had more power. Like
Yeah, that's-
every
that's
single
a-
car's always had more.
I've
power.
never raced a car here that had less power to me.
And I honestly, like me, everybody's always like, oh, you know, you don't care who you race. I'm like, I really just don't. I'm doing it
I
because I
hate
just want to
that,
go and
yeah.
reel my gears and have fun. So, but yeah, everybody's like, oh, well, you put some money on. I'm like, dude, I'll just run. Like I
Yeah.
don't care if I lose or win. I
I'm
don't
the same
care.
way. I enjoy racing. That's I don't get it like for the like, oh, I beat you. I'm betting on you. It's just like, bro, I ran.
I mean, when you
I
go
put
home,
myself-
it feels like damn, I smoked.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels good.
And even when you lose,
Even when you lose, you're like,
you're
damn.
like, you go home, you're like,
yeah.
all right, hey, but I need to throw my pounds. Like, no, like, do it now. I'm paying you. Throw more
Do it
boost at
now.
it. Yeah, I like it, man. Yeah.
I'm down though.
Oh man. So keep a lookout on that. Then that's gonna be pretty cool. A Z takes on a Z01.
Z01.
That's gonna be crazy.
I think that's the only reason I kept the Z because nobody ever like.
I was
That's
gonna-
the,
I was
that's the
gonna ask-
last
No,
thing
I
you
was gonna- think of, yeah.
I was gonna ask you like how many people have like pulled up on you.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Like once they see the radios,
Yeah.
honestly,
That's what I was gonna say.
this place, honestly, I think I have gained the most like people like the most compliments, and I respect it so much. People like today I was at Walmart and this dude with a 5.0, he's like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Most Z's here usually just have a loud exhaust and don't do anything. He's like, it's like I know you have something under there because you have radios. And people just ask me like, how much you making? And once I tell them stock block, they're like, whoa, that's different. That's the only reason I want to like set the stop block, and I definitely want to do quarter miles just to see where I'm at. Cause that I don't know. I don't want to. You ever see those people like you trying to find somebody like you try to do this first everything, and you find like some guy in Wisconsin did it one time, and he never like said anything about it, did nothing, and you're just like, well, dang, dude, what happened? Oh, I got tired of it. Like, no, like try it out, man. Like, it's, like you're saying, drive it. You know what I mean? Let them know, like, hey, this is what happens. Like, even when people hit me up, like, how's the VHR swap? Like, everybody just put the block on, dude. I'm telling you, you'll love it. It'll never pop on you. So I don't know. I like to try different things, man. And definitely, I can say like I had every single VQ platform. And I definitely.
So when you say you want to try everything, so that means Genesis isn't a...
No.
I know how much you hate Genesis. That's why.
My roommate used to have one, man. He was always pulling his motor. That joint was like bugging me. He had a 2.0 T. He used to pull his motor every weekend.
Those
No.
even the 3.8s, the 3.8s are really slow.
Yes.
I used to beat those all day in a stock G37.
I think
you know?
because they're so like they made those cars so heavy, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he was gutting. He still was like over 3.
They're heavy.
God,
And I was like, and he was like happy. He's like, bro, I'm only at 3. I'm like, I'm way less than that for weight, bro. I got a sub in the back. You know, I was just like, yeah.
Oh man.
I think him doing that, like, I definitely helped him pull that, like, it was like a 2.0 T, and I'm like, why is this motor ridiculously heavy for no reason? Like, it's a 4-banger, this thing is heavy.
Yeah.
And that's what made me not fall in love with that car. Just the issues he had. He still loves it. I mean, shout out to him. He still loves that car, but I was like, man, that thing put a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, you guys got it.
So that kind of wraps up our whole podcast number 2. I mean, it's been great hearing a different side,
Appreciate it.
like of a built tuner, you know, especially that that.
It's not a Honda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
No, and it's something different. It's actually like well done. Because people
Yeah,
out here are
exactly.
like, oh, it's just got a blower. Oh, it's just like this is actually an actual tune.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's really cool to actually hear from that side. Where it's not just a random street race V8. It's actually a tuner this time. So, but yeah, so we have some stickers for you, so you're not gonna go home empty.
Oh, God.
So we got
Yeah,
some
bro.
for careless. Yeah, so
Careless stickers.
we got you a bunch of
Appreciate it.
careless stickers. So shout